Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into the wealth and fortune behind some of the wealthiest leaders of the United States. These presidents didn't just hold political power. They wielded immense financial influence too. From real estate moguls to family inheritance, these presidents had fortunes that stretched well beyond the Oval Office. Donald Trump. At the top of the list, we have Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States, with an estimated net worth of $2.5 billion. Trump is unique on this list because his wealth comes from a modern empire of real estate, branding, and media. Before taking office, Trump built a sprawling empire, with holdings that include hotels, resorts, golf courses, and branded merchandise. His name became a global brand associated with luxury real estate. Although Trump's wealth fluctuated over the years due to changing property values and market forces, he remained one of the wealthiest presidents in history. His wealth shaped his image as a businessman president who aimed to bring corporate acumen to the White House. Trump's financial influence, for better or worse, made him a uniquely wealthy leader, unlike any other president before him. George Washington, the second wealthiest president on our list, is the very first president of the United States, George Washington, with a net worth estimated at $600 million. Adjusted for inflation, Washington was one of the richest men in America during his time. Washington's wealth came primarily from his large estate, Mount Vernon, where he owned thousands of acres of land, which he expanded through strategic purchases and investments. Washington was also involved in various businesses, including distilleries and the production of wheat. Washington was financially savvy and used his land to generate a substantial income. Even during the Revolutionary War, he was conscious of maintaining his estates to support his income after the war. In his later years, Washington's wealth grew further, cementing his status as one of the wealthiest presidents. Though he was a public servant through and through, Washington's financial independence allowed him to serve without the influence of monetary pressures. Thomas Jefferson. Number 3 on our list is none other than Thomas Jefferson, the principal author of the Declaration of Independence and the third president of the United States. Jefferson's wealth, when adjusted for inflation, is estimated at about $250 million. Jefferson inherited substantial land and wealth, including his famous Monticello estate. He was a landowner on a massive scale, and during his lifetime, he acquired over 5,000 acres, along with an extensive library that would later become the foundation of the Library of Congress. However, Jefferson's lifestyle came at a high financial cost. Despite his vast wealth, he was plagued by debt throughout his life. Land, farming, and property maintenance were all costly, and by the time he died, Jefferson was deeply in debt, forcing his heirs to sell off much of his property. Thomas Jefferson's wealth was vast but fragile, as his fortune dwindled due to debts. Today, Monticello stands as a historical reminder of his legacy, both intellectual and financial. Theodore Roosevelt. In fourth place, we have Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States. With an estimated net worth of $140 million when adjusted for today's money, Roosevelt's fortune came primarily from family inheritance and his own ventures. The Roosevelt family was wealthy, and young Teddy grew up in a life of privilege. But despite his privileged background, Teddy was known for his love of the outdoors and his rugged lifestyle. At one point, he even invested in a ranch in the Dakota Territory, although it wasn't financially successful. Roosevelt's wealth wasn't just a background detail. It enabled him to pursue a life of public service, knowing he had a financial cushion. Even as he spoke out against the wealthy elite and monopolies, Roosevelt had the security of family funds and royalties from his books. Teddy's wealth allowed him to live independently, devoting himself to reform and public service without depending on political or corporate backing. This financial freedom contributed to his reputation as one of the most influential and progressive presidents. John F. Kennedy. Coming in at number 5 is John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States. Kennedy's net worth is estimated at around $100 million, adjusted for inflation. While Kennedy himself didn't control his family's entire wealth, He was deeply connected to one of America's wealthiest and most influential families. The Kennedy wealth came from a mix of banking, stock market investments, and real estate. Joe Kennedy Sr., JFK's father, built the Kennedy dynasty through shrewd business practices, from banking and real estate investments to Hollywood film production and even liquor distribution. As a president, Kennedy often spoke about equality and public service, but behind the scenes, his family was one of America's most affluent. Though JFK himself didn't fully control the Kennedy fortune, he had access to millions through family trust funds. Tragically, JFK was assassinated in 1963, cutting his career short. But his legacy and wealth continue to impact American politics to this day, with family members continuing his vision and influence. And there you have it, the top 5 wealthiest presidents in American history. These leaders had fortunes that span real estate, family inheritance, and business ventures. Their financial independence and influence helped shape their legacies as leaders. Which of these presidents surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more fascinating historical content. See you next time on Top 10 Facts.